Hello. Good morning, friends. I'm so happy today to join you to talk about something new today. Narrate new stories for your children. Every day, make it a point that you narrate some interesting stories for your children. You may think about narrating folk tales, and sometimes interesting legends or parables, or you can think about stories from your own old literature. You can even think about child literature, children literature. You can just select tales, old tales, Jataka tales, Vikramaditya tales, adventure stories, etc. So ensure that you spend a lot of time training your children, narrating your children these stories. Why is it important for us to narrate these stories? It's quite important for us to narrate stories. One reason the children will become quite live with these stories. They enjoy these stories and they love to listen to new ideas, and they live in a world of imagination, at least for a while. Maybe you can mix stories with songs, you can make them sing, and you can make them dance, you can dance with them and enrich their imagination. What is essential for us is to make sure that the children really enjoy this period of being with their parents, being with their grandparents, or being with their extended families, uncles, aunts, everybody. So for that, you have to create a wonderful, wonderful, uh, uh, you know, uh, an action plan of making them also narrate stories, and you narrate stories, right? Make them retell these stories if possible, right? So in a way, this is going to be language learning mm, exercise. That they are going to listen to stories, they pick up a lot of new vocabulary, they understand, how to narrate, which tense to use, how to connect sentences. They also get to know what kind of collocations are used. Okay, and they imagine a lot. Please make sure imagination is a very important tool that they have to make use of. Otherwise, they will become simply people who memorize and repeat. So we are not going to create people who are going to just memorize and repeat. That's what is most of the time happening everywhere. So I don't want children to just memorize and repeat set phrases, set sentences. No, ensure that they have originality in thinking. And their creative thinking is more important for us. So we will have to work on their creative thinking, divergent thinking. So give them a chance to think out of box. Ask them what would happen in the story next. Give them a story without an end. Ask them to end the story. Okay, so you may think about several such strategies for children. So children can really enrich their imagination, come up with some new, uh, conclusion for the story. They may also retell the stories with their fellow children. So we should check whether they have the ability to narrate it or they add anything. Okay, so it's something that we have to really observe and see whether these children have the ability to narrate and add a lot. Okay, even if they have watched cartoons, like when they're free, ask them to narrate what they watched. Get to know more about it. What did they watch anew? What was the new story all about? And maybe you can talk about those characters. Hmm? The characters such as Dora, for example, or Buji, those wonderful, wonderful characters that these children watch in the cartoons or in the animation movies are really superb for them to think about and talk about it. Sometimes these characters also teach them out of box thinking, creative thinking, etc. And remember, it is the duty of the parents to ensure that they are given something new to think about. Every day, think about them, give them some space, read something new for them, and you'll have to understand it and try to narrate it for them with some interesting anecdotes, important inputs that could possibly change even the culture of storytelling, because the storytelling is part of our culture. In olden days, we had the grandmothers and grandfathers used to narrate stories before the children go to bed. That was one of the reasons why the older generation had a quick decision making skills. They had the ability to think for solutions. They learned problem solving skills, crisis management skills, and they were always into team games. So they had team skills or team building skills. So these are some of the very essential life skills that we have to really concentrate during this COVID-19 pandemic, especially by using this free time that we have by narrating these beautiful, beautiful stories, tales, legends, myths, etc. But remember, children are the most important learners. They learn the values of life, the cultural values of our society. They learn to think. They, in fact, learn to learn. They learn to behave well. They learn to become very responsible citizens only by listening to what we say. So be very cautious about what you say and how you say. That's very important for us. I hope to meet you in the next video with something new. Wish you all success. Have a great day. Enjoy your day. Bye bye.